So what are the possible fixes or remedies which can be incorporated in urbanization? The first one being the building sustainable and environmental friendly cities. So what the government can do is they can pass the laws that plan and provide environmentally sound cities and smart growth techniques, considering that people should not reside in unsafe and polluted areas such as slums. The objective here is to build sustainable cities that embrace improved environmental and conditions, and safe habitat for all the urban population. So that can be incorporated by the government. Government should also encourage sustainable use of urban resources and support an economy based on sustainable environments, such as investment in green infrastructure, sustainable industries, recycling and environmental campaigns or awareness programs, pollution management, renewable energy sources, green public transport, and water recycling and reclamation. So that can be done by the government as they can encourage a green infrastructure, right? They can also encourage sustainable industries which did not, they has to check all the emission levels, in the uh, air. They can, actually recycle so many products which are given into waste. They can actually provide environmental campaigns and awareness programs to various urbanized population where there are crowds and congestions. They can also, manage pollution through checking the emission of vehicles and, encouraging more electronic means of transport, which can actually reduce the global warming or the environmental air pollution or water pollution. Also, the uses of renewable energy is also should be encouraged. Green public transport, with an electronic friendly buses can actually lead in this campaign. Also, water recycling and reclamation can be utilized. In the next one, the provision of essential services has to be given. For like urban stakeholders must ensure all the population within the urban areas have access to adequate essential social services, namely education, health, sanitation, and clean water, technology, electricity, and food. So actually, what the government should focus on is to provide all the population of urbanized areas with access to adequate essential, social services like education factors, health sector, sanitation, and clean water to all the citizens of the urbanized population. Also, the digital technology, which is of so much of use till right now, and electricity and food. So this actually should be provided. The objective here is to provide and implement employment opportunities and wealth creation activities so that people can earn a living to pay for the maintenance of the services. So basically, the unemployment problems will be resolved if such employment opportunities and wealth creation activities can be provided so that people can actually earn a living to pay for the maintenance of these costly services. Subsidies can also be availed by the government to lower the cost of basic healthcare, basic education, energy, education, public transportation, communication systems, and technology. So these all can be given at a lower cost with subsidies from the government side. Creation of more jobs, which is actually a very essential criteria in improving the development of our urbanized sector. That is to lessen the negative effects of rapid urbanization, while at the same time conserving natural ecosystem. Private investments should be encouraged so as to utilize natural resources and create more job opportunities. So if more private enterprises come in, more job opportunities can be created. And in a place like Northeast India and Guwahati, this kind of private investments should be much more encouraged. In the second point, tourism promotion and the sustainable exploitation of natural resources can also create more jobs for not only the urban population but also the rural population. So we have to maintain the urban-rural divide. As like lots of people get jobs in urban areas, but what about the rural areas? No, there's that factor is still there. That not much people in the rural areas get jobs. So that is why it encourages migration. That is rural population coming to urban population. So in that sense it can create unemployment, right? So most tourism promotion can actually reduce that and even sustainable exploitation of natural resources can also create more jobs. So even in the village areas, they should try to create more job opportunities so that people do not have to migrate. Subsidies and grants may as well be provided to foreign and private investments in environmental, friendly development projects that encourage job creation. So, like subsidies and grants can be provided to lots of foreign investors like Japan and China, so that they can actually use environmental friendly development projects in the related areas and encourage more job creation. The last one being the population control, where this has to be done. Otherwise this is actually becoming a massive problem in Indian's economy. Key stakeholders in urban areas must provide campaigns, awareness programs, counseling for effective medical health and clinics, and family planning to help reduce the high rates of population growth. So in urbanization, in the process of urbanization, we also see population growth, right? So if this kind of campaigns and awareness programs can be created in various medical health clinics and mental health hospitals or medical health hospitals, wherever, with cautious counseling practices, we can actually create a family planning device. Hum do hamare do. This was a very old, uh, prospect given by the government of India to reduce the population of India. But still, what has happened? We are seeing enhanced growth of population in everyday life. So this is actually not working. So we have to create some such kind of family planning programs, so that we can actually counsel and aware the basic urban population, so that they can reduce the high rates of population growth. Then medical health clinics oriented towards family planning options must be also made accessible across the entire urban area, and I will also add rural area here, because these family planning options can also be accessed in rural areas, right? With the objective of controlling the diseases and population growth. So this can be very much utilized in today's urban sector. There are other possible remedies for urbanization, like for example, India's current Prime Minister, that is Mr. Narendra Modi, has also came forward with various resolves and to solve the issues related to urbanization. That is to manage city system and fulfill the great demands of inhabitants due to rapid urbanization. Specialists have stated that the government must focus on two critical factors, which is solid waste management and wastewater treatment. So these two factors can, if the government focus on, that is the solid waste management, which is on the rise right now, and wastewater treatment, that is more treatment of sewage water, it can actually provide a possible remedy for solving various urbanization issues related to sanitation, water problems, even electricity. There is an urgent need to develop social mechanisms which will assist to reduce inequality and make sure the basics like health, sanitation, education to reach those who have been underprivileged of the same. So basically what government should focus on to provide basic provisions for health and sanitation, education to the underprivileged society, that is basically in the slums. Mr. Modi has also realized that most of the urban actions are technical, but the employees who do these jobs are often clerical level. So they must be focusing on opening universities on urban planning, urban infrastructure, urban development for the assistance of young people to learn how to meet the demands of urbanization. So basically, see, we have lots of courses for rural development, but there are very less scopes of urban development in the universities, right? So we can actually use more courses like urban development, and we can actually plan for urban infrastructure, urban development, urban planning, population control. So all these things can be discussed in that course or scope, so that more and more people can come into this project, or come into this scope where they can work for urban areas. Also, to lessen urban crime, Mr. Modi stresses that police staff in urban areas need to be, more specific in their training and to maintain demands of the law and order situation. So that also can be utilized. More and more trainings should be given to the police staff, so that actually that our police is undertrained. That we all know, right? So actually, in USA, what we see, that the police staff or the security is so much trained that people do not try to do any kind of mistakes or any kind of you know uh, issues that can develop the environment or the urbanization process. So in India, that is not so. So basic urbanized specific training should be given to all the police or security personnel. The most effectual way to resolve issues of urbanization is to make the economy of village and small scale fully viable. So basically, they need to promote more small scale industries in the villages areas, which we have not seen often in this government. Economies must be revitalized if government undertakes huge rural development programs. So most of the rural development programs should be taken by the government, so that people from the rural areas get viable opportunities for jobs, so that they do not have to migrate in the urban areas, which actually checks the population growth in the urban areas. It is also suggested that surplus manpower must be absorbed in villages in order to migrate to urban areas. So yes, surplus manpower must be absorbed in the villages itself, so that they restrict the migration to urban areas. It is needed to control traffic congestion in urban region, and people must be encouraged to use public transport. So basically what people are doing now is basically using the their own vehicles to their jobs or to their uh, occupation, wherever. So people are actually not using the public transport, which is why even the public transport are going on, even the private vehicles are going on. So basically it is increasing the traffic congestion in the urban areas, which can be reduced if proper public transport programs or schemes can be utilized through the government. India must also improve the traffic control system to avoid various accidents. So, yes, as we have already discussed, even the traffic police should get almost equal amount of specific trainings given to the normal police staff or the security personnel, so that they can actually improve the traffic control system in the country. So, it is actually necessary to implement resident cleanup campaigns. Government must make policies to construct low-cost multi-story flats in order to accommodate the slum dwellers. So we have actually seen that in the the government had promised to give low-cost multi-story flats to the slum dwellers, but actually through lots of other problems like corruption, we do not see that. So but actually, if government wants, they can actually they can actually accommodate the slum dwellers in a low-cost multi-story flats in the city itself. Government should provide funds to encourage entrepreneurship and also find solutions for pollution in the nation. So basic pollution amenities can be utilized. Reports of WHO stated that health cities proposal aim to develop the physical, mental, environmental, and social welfare of the people who live and work in urban centers can be greatly enhanced by developing so much of physical, mental, and environmental social welfare schemes for the people living in the urban areas. WHO also reported that a healthy city is one that is continually creating and improving the physical and social environments and expanding the community resources that enable people to mutually support each other in performing all the functions of life and in developing to their maximum potential. So that also can be utilized by the government. A healthy city is the one which creates more physical and social livable environments to the community, and they also expands the community resources so that more and more people can be supported and can be given more functions of life, so that they can develop their self as well as the community and make them maximum potential. So in the next video we will see the conclusion part of possible remedies of urbanization issues. Thank you.